you today? It's GrannyKarma here. I come to you today. It's not sad, only in the fact that I know that Thomas is now in heaven, and I know that he's watching over me every second. But today is 1 year that he passed on. I'm celebrating his homegoing. I'm celebrating it with his tamales. This was his pride and joy. He loved making these. He spent hours and hours in our processing plant creating them. He got a joy and a thrill just serving them to people and watching the happiness on their face. You know, these tamales are really, really famous, guys. I don't know if you know that. Grandpa's tamales are very famous. I'm going to show them to you, and then I'm going to start eating. Okay, here you go, guys. Here are the world famous, and they literally are world famous, Mississippi Delta tamales. Yes, they are world famous. So guys, I'm going to put them right down here, and then I'm going to get me some, and then I'm going to start eating, and we're just going to talk a little bit to Grandpa and tell him about what's been going on with us in this past year. Oh my, these are our Mississippi Delta tamales. They are hot. Look at the steam coming off of them. I just cooked them. See the steam coming off of them? Yay! And this is the way we would serve them. They would come with a string tied around them, 2 strings to hold them together, and we would serve them in bundles of 6, half a dozen, and that's the way we would serve them. If you wanted a dozen or whatever, you could order a dozen. However, we wrapped them all in half a dozens. Let me show you what they look like on the inside. I'm going to give it a little time to cool off a little bit there. You see all that steam coming off of there? In the meantime, I just wanted to come with you guys and celebrate, you know, Thomas, and acknowledge that it's been 1 year since he passed on, his homegoing, but I know that, you know, he's not in any more pain. And for any of my new Karma babies who were not familiar with Grandpa Karma, or Thomas, or Tommy like we called him, you can look at some of the videos on this channel. I have a lot of them that I do have on private, only because the music, I have to go back in and change the music because of copyright in the introduction. It was just a little blurb. And I thought I could use it, but evidently I couldn't. So I had to take them all down, but I will be reworking them. Just taking that music part out. It was when we would go to the farmer's market. We called it Highway Chronicles because it was up by the highway, and we would go up there and we would sell his tamales. And so I'm going to be reposting all of those, just reintroducing them in the playlist of Highway Chronicles. But yes, when I told you that these tamales of Grandpa's, let me show you them. Hopefully you can see them. These tamales are worldwide. Yes, Grandpa and I, but because of Grandpa's tamales, we appeared on the Food Network channel. And I know a lot of you are not aware of that because a lot of you guys are new. I have so many new Karma babies. But I have another channel called GrannyKarma Uncut, and there's a lot of information on that channel. And then I do have a cooking channel. Remember I told you guys, Cooking with GrannyKarma? So the description is going to be in, I think I leave it all the time in my description box. So if you're interested, go back and take a look at some of those things, and it'll kind of catch you up. But yes, today is a very special day, and I'm having the most special meal that I could ever have. And just like the title said, it's a recipe that I will never, ever give up. Ever, ever, ever. Only to my children and then my children will do with it as they please. But I will never give up the recipe. Grandpa would not like that at all. I know I give you guys a lot of recipes, but I'm not going to give you that one. And then I have here what we call our cheesy corn supreme. And it is a blend of different cheese, melted, and it's hot. So I don't know if I can hold it for you guys, but there you go. That's the cheesy corn. A blend of different cheeses, melted, and we have whole kernel corn in here and other spices that makes our cheesy corn supreme. So basically what we would do is, and how you do the tamales, of course everybody knows how to do the tamales, but look at that tamale. Each one hand rolled, guys. Each one hand rolled. And this is from the last batch that Grandpa and I did together. But Grandpa, he sat and he monitored it and he tasted it and made sure that, you know, I had all the ingredients in there just the way I was supposed to have them in there. If you didn't do his tamales right, well, he always did them, but even if when you had to go and preheat them, he was very particular about his tamales, very particular. So let me take a first bite of one. But here's one of them out of the corn husk. I can't hold it over there because it'll break. And they are delicious. You guys can have the first bite of this, okay? Oh, I just tasted it on my fingers. They are delicious. Delicious. They are so good. And then what we would do, our customers would buy the cheesy corn also as like a little side dish and put the cheesy corn on top of it. And it made it taste so good. I think because of the corn with that little crunch and the tamales being so soft, it was a perfect addition to the tamales. And Grandpa came up with this recipe when we were doing a very big event at the Coliseum here in Mississippi. And we were doing a show with other people that were tamale makers. I mean, it was huge. And the lady that was in charge told Grandpa the night before we were getting ready to do a press event and introduce the tamales to the press. And they told Grandpa, you need to bring a side dish. He didn't know what to do, so he went into my pantry, and at the time I was a big coupounder, and he just started getting things, mixing it together, and he came up with the cheesy corn. Oh yes. So guys, so much has happened in the last year. My family and I, we have grown stronger. We've become very independent, and we've survived quite a few things. And it's been so hard without Grandpa. It's been so hard because we were married and together for 53 years. He was my soulmate. He was my soulmate. Everything wasn't always rosy. How can it be? But we weathered through it. We made it through it, and we were together always. Oh my goodness. After Thomas passed, I was on this big kick of getting everything done and doing so much and trying to get this done and that done. I think about a little less than 3 months, I fell and broke my ankle. That slowed me down for a little bit. And I was in a wheelchair for a while. That put a damper on things. 6 months after Thomas passed. One of his brothers passed, and that was really difficult. It was difficult for the whole family to wrap their heads around it. His brother lived in Chicago, and I had seen him 6 months before, of course, at his brother's funeral, at Thomas' funeral, and he passed. You guys all know that recently my father passed. That's taking some adjusting and mental toll. And a couple of months ago, out of the blue, with no warning, in a matter of a day, my granddaughter, you guys all know Shauna, and I talked to her and she said it was okay for me to mention this, developed overnight a horrendous eye infection that came to the point of her having to have a cornea transplant. And she is currently battling this right now, and we are in prayer. My community is in prayer for her return vision 100%, and for the cornea transplant to take. So I would, and my family would appreciate your prayers on that. So I know a lot of you guys have asked me throughout this entire year, Granny, why are you covering your hair? Why do you wear the wraps? And what's the story behind that? Is there a story behind it? And I never answered your questions, and I'm going to answer your questions today. And by the way, I do have my wrap right here. I have my wrap right here. If you go back on my videos, you will see that the last time that I had my hair out was at Thomas's funeral. And after that, I don't know, it was just something that I felt compelled to do. It was my way of honoring him as my soulmate. Thomas was always a very good advocate of my hair and any woman's hair. You know, as an African American, I've always struggled with my hair. I've gone through so many different styles and this and that. I've cut it short, I've had perm, take it out, and all kinds of things. No matter what, no matter how my hair looked, I would be so disgusted at times and so angry. And Grandpa would look at me and he would say, your hair is pretty, it's beautiful. And he talked me into and encouraged me to let my hair go gray. I was still working and in corporate at the time, and that was really difficult because I had black hair, and he was like, just let your hair, just let it be natural, just let it be gray. And so for a while I had gray here and black down here. But Grandpa encouraged me with that, and that was his way of encouraging me to be me and helping me to become a stronger person. And that's the kind of person he was. He was a no-nonsense kind of person. He told you the way it was, and that was it. Although I don't think he always told me the way it was with my hair, he always told me it was beautiful. And I just felt compelled that I wanted to cover my hair. So I have not been out in public, have not been on camera in 1 year, at least a year, since his passing. And that made me comfortable, and it always grounded me, and it brought me back to him with me having my hair covered. So I just uncovered it today. just as a celebration to you, Thomas. Celebration of my love for you. You know, when you get married, it says, until death do you part. I think they should remove that from the marriage ceremony, because death can never do us apart. We will be one until we're one again. So guys, I just wanted to celebrate that with you and celebrate his wonderful tamales and his cheesy corn, and it was such an accomplishment. And if you get a chance, please look in the description box. It will show us a competition with the Food Network channel, and the prize that we won and the accomplishments because of his tamales. It was a great accomplishment, an amazing accomplishment. The video is in the description box, so please take a look at that. This Mississippi boy who came from a little small town, Benoit, Mississippi, that had about 300-400 people in it. He came from that town, and he went all the way throughout being a bank president and working in a bank to being a winner and a person that appeared on a Food Network channel. It was seen around the world. His tamales are in demand. Now people want them. And I have not sold any of them. I have his last batch. I do know the recipe. That's why I'm never giving it up. But he was proud of his tamales, and I was very proud of him. Look at some of the old videos. Get to know Grandpa. He was wonderful. He did the videos with me, especially like the last year. He was ill, and he did the videos with me because he knew that I wanted to have him on film, and I wanted to be able to go back and look at videos of him. And just on a side note, I was looking at my emails last night, and there's a video that we did together. It was like the Kiki one where we were dancing up at the farmer's market area. And the first time, the first video, of course, Drake and them got a copyright on me. So I had to just bite the bullet on that. But then I redid the video and I put a different music to it. And that was all the way in January. And I did put different music to it and everything. And they demonetized it. YouTube demonetized it, and they said it wasn't suitable for all audiences. So of course, right as soon as they demonetized it, of course, I put a thing through for them to relook at it. They relooked at it, and they came back that no, we determined that it's not suitable for all audiences. Now you tell me that this is not Grandpa letting me know that he is in his essence, is all around me. When I was looking at the emails last night, and I'm going to put it up here so that you can see it. When I was looking at the emails last night, an email came from YouTube with the video saying that we have determined that this video is suitable for all audiences. And I went back and I was looking at the video, and one of my Karma babies was there. She had just made a comment and she was watching the video. And that's because she's a longtime Karma baby, and I guess she just wanted a reminder of Grandpa. And she happened to be on that particular video. And I spoke to her on there, and she responded back, and she gave me a lot of encouragement. And I told her how hurt and how much pain I was in right at that moment, and she gave me a lot of encouragement. I know that he's with me every minute and every second of the day. And how does it take them a year to determine that a video is suitable? And it comes up the day before of his homegoing. Well guys, there's other things that happened today. I got a major product completed and finished today. A major product. Not a product, but a major something that I was working on. I've been working on it for a while, and it was completed today on his day. So I know he's here. Guys, I'm gonna let you go, but I just wanted to celebrate. I want to hurry up and try to get this video up for you guys so that you can celebrate his day too. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye-bye. I love you guys. Bye-bye now.